Welcome to another day in the life of TLE. It has been a while since I've done a video. The last week or so, I've been pretty busy doing a lot of running around and graduations, proms, and appointments, life, etc., etc. So I wanted to take a moment, check in with self and life and reality. Sometimes being busy helps me to not focus on what's going on or what I'm thinking, and sometimes even certain emotions, which it could either be a good thing or a bad thing. So sometimes I probably don't need to be left to my own devices and thinking all the time, or overly being overly consumed with what's unknown, because sometimes I do that too. Um, Nevertheless, I wanted to check in and do a little updating as far as what's going on. So this week, I think I have one appointment with the neurologist. Oddly enough, my neuropathy symptoms have definitely increased over the last couple of weeks. I'm not sure if that's because I've had more activity, or I don't know. There's no way to really, I guess, gauge when or why certain side effects, side effects and symptoms happen. So it just happen, and you have to maneuver. So I will be seeing him this week, and then next week I will go in for chemotherapy. And that's for 2 days. I go for one infusion, and then I go back the next day for the second infusion. I'm not really excited about having to go 2 days in a row because I don't want to go any day. So, yeah, I was shocked when I found out it was a 2-day process. And I'm also in the process, I just put a halt in the tapering of my prednisone because I am experiencing some really intense chest pains as well as shortness of breath, and I think it's just due to the tapering down. The pulmonologist said that it usually takes the Celebat, I think 6 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks to kick in, but she's pretty much suggesting at this point that I stop tapering and just keep it at the dosage that I last had this week. So I'm not really happy about that either, because I want to get off of these steroids, and I want my lungs to heal, and I want to get a transplant one day, and I want all this to be over. Nonetheless, the process has to happen. I try not to get weary or focused too far down the line, because that certainly can be overwhelming and takes a lot away from me to put a lot of energy there. But good God Almighty, there are times where I just feel like I'm never going to get close to the end, and I don't even know what that means, the end, at this point. So, with that being said, there's a lot of emotions and feelings that goes along with that, because you don't know what to expect. You don't know what the end look like. When I say you, I mean me. I don't have a clue. So, yeah, I'm just trying to take everything in and trying to be cognizant of what's going on subconsciously too, because that definitely affects me mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, just as the things that are going on right before me. And so I'm processing the fact that I don't feel like I've made much progress as far as getting to a place to transplant. And it has been over 8 months since um, the harvesting for the stem cells. Um, at this point, I know that they said my lungs will heal, but this is looking like probably the third time where I'm going to have to go and start with this high dosage of steroids again. And if they will heal, what is it going to take to heal them? And how long is that process? So there's all these questions that I cannot answer, and no one has answered for me as of yet. And that concerns me, of course. And in addition to that, having the new spots show up of lymphoma in my spleen and lymph nodes isn't really helping the situation either. So here I am. Do I feel hopeful? I do. And I feel a whole bunch of other things too. Such as when I feel like, there's definitely so much uncertainty. So I feel uncertain and disconnected because I don't know what to expect. So that's that as far as what's going on medically. Emotionally, I am leveled, but I could use some work in the area to strengthen myself, and I would like to be a little higher with my emotions, especially going into treatment and not knowing what's to come. And so one of the drugs was approved. I forgot to say this earlier. One of the drugs, rituximab, was not approved by my insurance, so I will not be taking that again. But I will be taking rituximab. I think that's the correct pronunciation. Maybe or maybe not. I get it wrong every time. So I'll be taking that for 2 days. And I think that's it. It is thundering really hard, and it's dark outside at 5 o'clock. And there's this really weird siren. I think it's a flood watch siren going on too. So today is a kind of iffy day all the way around. But I'm in good spirits, I guess, overall, considering the circumstances. And I don't feel like there's no hope or anything like that. So I think that's really good. And have some awesome people supporting me and encouraging me. And couldn't have asked for a better group of people, for that matter. And here I am, here I sit, waiting, hoping and praying that someday this will end. So, until the next time, be well.